learners, welcome to this session on tourism information. I have outlined a few learning objectives. So after this session, you will be able to have a general idea of the importance of information for a tourism professional. And you should be able to identify the various sources of tourism information and then give details about the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India as a major source of information. Well, information, it can be defined as facts about something or someone, and this fact should be meaningful and they should have some form of worth to the recipient. All of us, we need information for making decision on a regular basis. For example, if you have the information that the milk booth in your locality, it opens at 6 a.m. in the morning, then going there, getting up and going there to buy milk at 5 a.m. is futile. So supposing you are a working professional and side by side you are also enrolled in a distance learning program, then for you it is important that you have prior information about the examination dates so that you can plan and then you can apply for leave from office. Or say it's Sunday and you want to go and watch a movie. So for this you need to know the show timing, the distance from your residence, etc., so that you can plan accordingly how you will go, what time you will get ready and leave home. Thus information, it helps us in planning and decision making. For an organization, information is the key to success at any stages, be it the formation stage or even when the production has started, that also pre-production stage or the post-production stage. Because when an organization decides to develop and design any product or service, it needs a variety of information. Customers' demand, likings and preferences, affordability, loyalty, the competitor's product, their features, prices, market strategies, distribution systems. An untapped market is also another important information you require. And after careful collection and synthesis of information, then a decision is taken about the product to be developed. During the product launch period, information about sales, customer service and marketing initiatives are crucial or critical. And even after a product is launched, post-production information is required to incorporate changes as desired by the consumer. So thus information is an important element for any system or industry to exist and prosper. Tourism being a service-based industry which is centered on creating meaningful and positive experiences for the tourists, it requires large amount of information on different areas. Experience is an abstract term. You cannot touch it, it is not tangible, it is not a concrete object. It can only be felt and internalized. So developing and selling tourism products are not like selling a physical product, where it is much easier to identify and fulfill the needs and wants of the consumer. In tourism, one has to be extra cautious, and this is where right, timely and relevant information, it plays a crucial role. And it should be kept in mind that just having information is not foolproof remedy, because information is considered valueless if because after receiving it, things remain unchanged. You do not take any action. So however, when you have the required information in your hand or on your fingertips, at least the groundwork is adequately covered. Now, tourism is presently a mass phenomenon involving every human being in the world. The tourist, the service provider, the tourism destination promoters all need detailed information. Let us now see what does a tourist needs. See, when you are a tourist intending to travel to another destination, what do you need? You need information about the geographical location, the landscape, the climate, etc. of the destination that you intend to visit. Then you would also want to know about the tourism accommodations, what type of facility are available there, the restaurant, the shopping facility, the accessibility in terms of availability of scheduled means of transport, the social custom, the culture and other special features of the place. Then you would want to know what is the best time to visit, the best season to visit, the quality of the facilities, standard prices. So these are all what a tourist needs. Now, if you are on the other side, you are the service provider. So what do you need as a travel trade service provider? So you need different information on the tourist, You need information on the market, you need information on products, the infrastructure and the facilities and the competitors that receive each one of them. If you are a service provider, you would want to know the travel behavior and the motivation of the tourists. You would also want to know the frequency of travel, the income patterns, purchasing power, etc. Because based on that, you are going to design your product. Then the market trends, the size, the major segments, methods of distribution, etc. The products, what are the different types of products? And the competitors, what my competitor is doing, what is their marketing strategy, what are their policies, the products, even the prices that they are having compared to my product. The infrastructure facility at the destination is also very important. What about the roads, the accommodation, the transport facilities, the unique features of the destinations? Then again, you also need to know what are the government policies, involvement in the tourism development, the applicable laws and the regulations, controls, taxation, foreign exchange rates, etc. All these are important for you as a service provider. This information is needed by all. There may be ample illustration to suggest that collecting and possessing information is vital for a successful career in tourism. We can cite some priority area from a tourism business establishment point of view. Planning is one, then management is another, promotion is another, and then we also need to know the forming of relationship with your customers. In planning, planning is the backbone of tourism services and operations. So all companies, they use information to plan, to set objectives, to set strategies in order to accomplish the business objective. So even when you have to repeat this operations of planning every year, you need fresh input of planning each year. So in case a sufficient information base is there, then it becomes easier for you to plan. Moreover, a thorough overhaul of this information at periodic intervals also becomes necessary. So this calls for a specific consideration to information collection from as varied sources as one can possibly take. Now, management is the life of the tourism industry. A manager performs varied functions. He requires information to facilitate informed decision making in respect of each area of his responsibility. Now, information, it helps in better management of manpower, material, production, finance, marketing, etc. Let us try to see this with the help of an example. If the management of a tour operation company have information about, say, the profile of the customer, the managing tours becomes easier. Say if a maximum number of members of a tour package, there are children or senior citizen, then according to that, you can plan the activities. If there are more number of senior citizens, then it can be a more relaxed type of tour, not rushing around. So this type of information is required. Then corresponding changes required can be made beforehand. And this will all ensure a satisfying experience for the tour group member. So the profile of employees, their strength, their weakness, human resource management issues, who and when to send for training, which employees can be given more responsibility. These are all decisions which can be taken when you have information at hand. Now, promotion is what sells the tour, and the central objective of all promotional effort is to inform, interest and involve. So here again, interest and involvement may be generated by giving the tourists interesting, attractive and useful information. Some of the most common and oft-repeated methods of promotion are presentations, which are very introductory in nature and they are essentially aimed at providing information. Publicity, which is a more vigorous promotion with the help of detailed information. Advertising, which is providing specialized information with promotional mix. So you would notice that all the common denominator in all this is information. Say as regard forming a relationship with customer, information is the single most important factor in creating a trusting relationship. What a customer expects, what your competition is delivering and what you can promise to deliver when and at what price. So the role of information from different sources is thus central to all the services and operations pertaining to tourism. Now let us look at the sources of tourism information. We have government agencies, the central and the state government, the tourism ministry is there at the central level. Then we have at the state level, at the unitary, we have the Department of Tourism. Then we also have a public corporation like the India Tourism Development Corporation, Air India, Indian Railways, etc. And in the private sector, we have travel agents and tour operators, hotel industries, the private airlines. The third source, important source of tourism information are the NGOs or the non-governmental organization. Then tourism associations like the UNWTO, the World Tourism Organization, the World Tourism and Travel Council, WTTCs. And in India, we also have the Indian Association of Tour Operators, IATO, ITA. So all these associations, they also generate a lot of information. Then we have media, print and non-print media, internet. And internet, like you see, it is one of the most common source of tourism information nowadays. Then the tourists themselves, they are also the source of information. Because if you want to go for a tour and then you know that your friend had already gone to a destination which you are thinking of going, you call up your friend and you ask him, okay, how was the destination, where did you stay, what was the price? Based on your requirements, and since he has already visited that place, you feel that this is the first such information that you are getting, authentic information. This is what we call as the word of mouth communication. So tourists themselves are also an important source of information. In India, government is the largest source of tourism related information, and through various agencies and at several levels, often overlapping, the government both at the center and in the states, they generate information that is directly relevant to the tourism industry in the country. Among the various sources listed in this session, let us now discuss the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India as a source of tourism information. Well, the Ministry of Tourism, since tourism industry is one of the biggest foreign exchange earner, the government at the center has a Ministry of Tourism to oversee the planning, development, promotion and administration of tourism in the country. It is the nodal agency for the formulation of national policies and programs and for the coordination of activities of various central government agencies, state governments, central or union territories and the private sector for the development and promotion of tourism in the country. Well, the ministry is headed by a Union Minister of State for Tourism, independent charge, and at present the ministry it runs 20 offices within India and 8 in foreign countries. The ministry generates and disseminates tourism related information at various levels, planning, promotion and development. And the website of the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India is www.tourism.gov.in, which is a very interactive and informational website. Now let us see what are the main categories under which information is available in this particular website. This website has information about the ministry, its role, its function, the office and the office barriers, division, 34 are listed among them, HRD, then the hotel and restaurant, IT, infrastructure development, international cooperation division, market research division, travel trade, overseas marketing, etc. Then it also has information on the National Tourism Policy, 1982 and 2002. Till date, we have 2 national tourism policy. One is in 1982, one is in 2002. And in between, we also have the National Action Plan for Tourism 1992 and just recently the Draft National Tourism Policy of 2015. Then there is information about the tenders and the auctions which is held by the ministry. Then the schemes and guideline is another very important source of information. There are many subdivisions in this. Under schemes heading, those related to HRD or tourism infrastructure and development, travel, trade, overseas marketing, market research and statistics, international cooperation are given. Guidelines for over and above all the schemes and other divisions, there are also guidelines given for hotels and restaurants, niche tourism. So you have ample information there under this section. Then the question raised in Parliament and the responses are also documented in the website. Then you have the public grievances. Then a multitude of related links like e-tourist visa, online application for travel trade recognition, then the state and the union territory tourism links, tourism and hospitality management system, all these links are also given. Then those websites also have an image or a film gallery. So links to other organizations like Indian Railways Association, like the Pacific Asia Travel Association, the Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India, the Travel Agent Association of India, TAI, or the IATO, or the Ministry of Development of the Northeastern Region donor, the cottage industry, the online rail services, etc. All these links are also given. Then the annual reports. Every year the Ministry of Tourism generates an annual report, and these are available in this website, and it is a beautiful source of information which the travel trade right from the tour operators and the travel agencies they can access, and a hot repository of material for the researchers particularly. Then reports of surveys and other studies, for example, reports on MICE market in India and the role of Indian Convention Promotion Bureau ICPB in promoting MICE tourism product. Then the International Passenger Survey Report, Sustainable Tourism Criteria for India, the principles and the indicators for tour operators and the accommodation sector. These are just a few that I have listed. There are plenty of reports which are done at a state level at the national level. So all these are already available, and anybody can access it, and they have a beautiful, again just to reiterate, they have a beautiful website where lots of informations are being generated. Then they have a very particular India tourism statistics, and statistics is important whenever you have to plan for any service provider or at the national local level. You need statistics. How many tourists are coming, number of tourist arrivals, both domestic and international, that too overall and state-wise, mode of travel, the demographic profile, reason for travel, countries which sends the maximum tourists to India, the source tourism market, world tourism scenario and India's position, comparative account. So this is a very dedicated website where the tourism statistics, and it is easy for the ministry to coordinate and generate such type of data, whereas it would be very difficult either for at the personal level for a researcher or for a tour operator or a tour travel guide company to generate all this information which the ministry is generating. So the Ministry of Tourism website is a treasure house of information. It has something for everyone, be it a tourist, a students of tourism and hospitality studies, travel trade professionals, educational institution, researchers, etc. And let us see, for students, if you are researching on a project about the ministry, then you can, all the information are there, because the information on the Ministry of Tourism, their roles and functions are there, the tourism statistics are there. For a researcher, they can select and then they can retrieve information depending upon the area of research, their area of research. For tourists intending to visit India, they have an overview of tourism in India, list of approved tour operators, links to specific website like the incredibleindia.org, and which features a 24/7 live chat facility to assist both domestic and international tourists. Now this is very important. If you're coming to India for the first time, if a tourist is coming to India for the first time, then obviously he would want to come through an approved tour operator. And this incredibleindia.org, which has got a 24/7 live chat facility, you ask any question and then the answer is given to you. So you have a sense, the tourists have a sense of security, a sense of knowing it from an authentic source. So for travel professionals, various schemes and guidelines, approval to hotel projects, travel agencies, tour operators, all this are given. Assistance to Travel Trade Association for their various events in India and abroad in terms of marketing development assistance, schemes for rural tourism, for the different other niche tourism facilities. And even for educational institutions which are offering higher education in tourism and hospitality programs, there is a central financial assistance to such institutes. So all this are given. The schemes and the guidelines for capacity building for service providers. For example, if an institute want to take up this scheme, apply for this scheme for training the taxi drivers, the small tour operators, or the small roadside eateries, then they can see the guidelines and accordingly apply. The financial assistance for organizing research related events, meetings or conferences, workshops, seminars, the schemes and the guidelines for entrepreneurial programs, etc. is also given. Thus, MOT, or the Ministry of Tourism, is a major source of tourism information in India. Its website is almost like a single window where everyone related to tourism can initiate their search for tourism information. Let us now recapitulate what we have discussed so far in this session. We have discussed about the importance of information for those involved in the tourism sector, the types of tourism information required, whether it is for tourists or whether you are in the travel trade, or whether you are a student or whether you are a researcher, the type of information which is required. And we have talked about the various sources of tourism industry. We have talked about the government sources, we have talked about the private sector, we have talked about the NGOs. So these are the various sources that we have touched. And in particular, we have concentrated on the Ministry of Tourism as a major source of information. And we have talked about what the Ministry of Tourism website has. It is a plethora of tourism information which is useful for each one of us in the tourism industry. Thank you so much. This is all I have for you today.